A self-governing individual is one who lives in accordance with the statement, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." The individual realizes that the governing principle of the life-giving force is a part of their true self, and by accepting who you truly are, you are able to tap into this principle. As adult spirit beings, use the power that lies within you as life to protect yourself, and use the laws of the governing principle to live your life by the rules and standards that you desire, and which aligns themselves with the higher consciousness of reason and responsibility. The kingdom of heaven is within you and can become the reality by which you are guided. Seek from within you. Welcome to part 5 in the series entitled Evolution and Your Spirituality. In part 4 of this series, we pointed out that every society is structured in accordance with the religious self-consciousness. Not only is the society structured in accordance with the religious self-consciousness, but the society is founded on the focal point of the religious self-consciousness. The focal point is religion. And when we speak of religion, reference is made to pagan, dark superstitions, and idolatry as well. All these are focal points of the religious self-consciousness. The focal point differs from each other depending on the degree or the state at which it is located within the religious self-consciousness. As we move away from the black and white concept of fundamentalism, the focal point of the religious self-consciousness advances and becomes more complex as it seeks to embrace gray areas in our spiritual experience. Our evolution on the physical plane should impact our progression on the spiritual plane as well, but this is not always the case. Our progression or evolution on the physical plane may not impact our evolutionary experience on the spiritual plane, because for the physical evolution to influence the spiritual, the experience on the physical plane must be internalized. We must allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling. They must enter through the gateway of the lower mind or the lower self or the ego by way of creating a feeling. This feeling triggers the true self or higher mind to consider, reflect, and reason the experience. It is this process of introspection that brings about an expansion of the consciousness. The process of introspection returns a signal to the lower mind or lower self, and the signal creates an emotion or another feeling. The thought is being emotionalized at this point, and we begin to act on the emotionalized thought. So the gateway, which is our ego or the lower self, allows us to feel the experience. And when we feel the experience, when we are feeling it, if we attend to that feeling and we do not deny the feeling, it triggers the higher mind to begin its process of reflection and consideration and reason. And as we seek to reason these things out, reason the experience out, a signal is sent back to the lower mind or the ego. And we again feel the signal that is sent from the higher mind back to the ego. And it is this returned signal that causes us to act on the experience. The lower mind or ego self allows us the opportunity to accumulate our many experiences of multiple lives or incarnations, and to store these experiences as an expanded consciousness. So we may not remember the experience themselves, but they have already impacted our consciousness. So in the school that we're in on Earth plane, we're constantly experiencing, we feel the feeling that the experience generates and which comes through our gateway or ego, and we reason the feeling, and as we reason the feeling, another signal is sent back to our feeling house, the ego, and we get to act. And we constantly do this in every experience. And as we do this, we're allowing our true self to evolve. Now, with time, we begin to question our religious self-consciousness. We question dogmas and all we accept as authoritative and infallible. Our dogmas are one set of blockages that we will have to eliminate as we move towards the cosmic consciousness. Our dogmas limit us to think only within the confines of the sacred page upon which our socialization has been founded. All other socializations are founded on all socializations are founded on a sacred page, not just ours, all. The sacred page may be the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, or some other sacred book. All socialization and governance has been established by the religious self-consciousness. As we move towards the cosmic consciousness, it is important that we look beyond the confines of our belief system. And as we do so, we will come to realize that there are other belief systems that are just as authoritative and infallible as ours, but they are conflicting to what we believe. This act of looking beyond our religious boundaries and viewing the authoritative and infallible belief of others ushers in a seeking, searching, questioning period referred to in the Gospel of Thomas by Jesus. It's a seeking, searching, questioning period. All of a sudden, it's like we're standing on shifting sand. At first, we will try to rationalize and internalize and intellectualize our faith because it is our deepest desire to still honor and respect our belief system. Now, the next blockage as we move towards the cosmic consciousness, the next blockage that we're going to be encountering is fear. If we hold on to fear instead of letting go so as to embrace the giver of life as knowledge that gives rise to all knowledge, not only will the advancement of our consciousness be impeded, but we may become withdrawn and depressed, or we may find ourselves living a double life that threatens to harm both body and spirit. As you seek to be fully awakened, cosmic spirituality suggests that you identify these main blockages, dogmas and fear, and seek to eliminate them. As frightening or terrifying as it may seem to you, you will have to identify them and eliminate them. You will have to open yourself up. You will have to embrace the all. It's going to be scary. It's going to be frightening. It's going to be terrifying. But you will have to go through that transition period for you to come forward, come out of the religious consciousness and enter the cosmic. Now, one of the things that you may find helpful at this time is when you try to validate the present belief system that you're coming out of, now that you have opened up yourself to assess and analyze other belief systems that seem contradictory to yours or conflicting to yours, but are just as authoritative and infallible. As you do that, you will find that you start to place less value on the present belief system of yours. It doesn't carry the weight that it had before. You are not seeing it as if it is the all truth and everything else is in error. Now, we refer to this as a discreating experience. As you continue to discreate and to validate, you are going to be feeling a spiritual draining. And sometimes you may need the help of a coach to bring you through, because as I said, this is a very, very terrifying experience. And most people who have been awakened can tell you about this unstable period when the questioning is going on and you're trying to rationalize and to hold on, but you have to let go. It can be very terrifying and you may need support, but we are here for you. As you go through this terrifying period, you will slowly get to the point where the new belief system begins to enter your being. Now, as it does so, we always suggest to individuals that they seek from within themselves for confirmation. Don't just accept it, but seek for confirmation. I can still remember my time of awakening when the thought found me. I used to just stand there and say, listen, I need confirmation. I can't be the first person that this thing is coming to. And as I asked for confirmation, believe it or not, there would be the confirmation. Sometimes somebody will just come and say, have you read such a thing? And when I looked it up and I started to read, it's the very thought that found me that is there written. All of these things were so surprising, but it happens. Seek for confirmation. Continue to let go of other blockages, such as unforgiving spirit, hate, jealousy, and separateness. As the thought process enters your being and bring home to you that everything is a part of one and the manifestation of one, you need to let go, because of course, no, when you are hating, it's like hating a part of yourself. because we are all one. When you're unforgiving, you are imprisoning yourself because we are all one. The more blockages you empty yourself of, the more your consciousness will expand, and the more space you will have to be filled with the cosmic thought. The more blockages you rid yourself of, and the more your consciousness expands, the more your vibration is heightened. Remember your objective. The objective is to acquire that specific vibration that is necessary for ascension into another dimension. That same vibration is what allows you as an adult spirit being to be self-governing. Now, at this specific vibration, all becomes one. There is no Jew, there is no Greek, there is no black, there is no white, there is no male, there is no female, there is no right, there is no wrong, there is no positive and there is no negative. Within the self-governing kingdom, all becomes one. The cosmic consciousness is void of time and space. The understanding of the cosmos, its structure and function, allows the individual to rise and to have dominion over all things, including dogma, fear, unforgiveness, hate, hope, passion, insatiable greed. You will find yourself becoming more virtuous, more pleasant, kind, and benevolent. And you will find that your spirituality is more experiential because it's you tapping from within. It's no longer following an external religious institution with its laws and rituals. It's an experiential thing. Now, as many individuals awake to the cosmic consciousness, the wider sea of the consciousness is also impacted. Spiritual advancement of individuals is actually an advancement of the wider cosmic field. To get a more in-depth look at what happens when there are many individuals who have awakened to the cosmic consciousness, again, kindly refer to the revelation of the eternal realm. Now, in closing this series entitled Evolution and Your Spirituality, I must say that it is difficult to uproot any established belief system, and it is even more so difficult when the belief system is entrenched in our socialization. Our belief system confers on us identity. It is socially convenient. If we change, we may become outcasts of our family or other institution. Now, the belief system we hold, we may have vested interest in it as well. It may be the means by which we survive financially. Maybe a pastor, a counselor of a church. But I need you to remember one thing. If you are at the pinnacle of your religious self-consciousness and you refuse to make the move into the cosmic consciousness, you will regress, because the evolutionary phase of the cosmic cycle is one in which absolutely nothing is allowed to stand still. Rid yourself of external laws. Rid yourself of the religious self-consciousness. Become that law that is within you. become self-governing and lead your life according to reason and responsibility. Clear all your blockages and extend your boundary so you can have dominion over all things. Now, as you move towards the cosmic consciousness and as you move towards that higher vibration, it is extremely important that you bring your physical body into focus as well. Your body will have to align itself with this higher frequency of vibration that we're looking at. And for you to do that, you have to ensure that you're eating right, you're doing your meditation, you're exercising, and you're detoxing. I hope this series has opened your eyes to the importance of your spiritual evolution. And I hope you will make that solemn commitment to move into the cosmic consciousness, to come out of the religious self-consciousness and move into the cosmic consciousness. And as we bring this series to a close, I would like to remind you that the evolutionary phase of the cosmic cycle is one in which absolutely nothing is allowed to stand still. May you become fully awakened. May you become full.